Wagyu KHALSA, Wagyu Fateh, the Kuljug talk. These days, a lot of Sikhs, they're living in a bubble. They had it so cozy, or they ain't done no soul searching. You know, the Gurdwara ain't teaching them nothing much, most Gurdwara anyway. And we grow up, all we're told is education, education. Mummy takes us from the driveway to uni, or to school or college, and from school or college get picked up back to driveway. On Facebook, LOL, XX smiley face. And you know, we ain't streetwise, we ain't clued on what's going on there, most of us. Yeah, we've become like wrapped in a bubble, we're wrapped in cotton wool. But if you find out the realities of life and you realise what's happening out there, maybe then you could self-reflect and think, you know, take a step back from everything, out of your cozy, your comfort zones, and think, am I slipping, am I falling into the trap as well, or am I beyond the trap? Like, you know, Kuljug, we're living in a period called Kuljug, and Kuljug is an evil force which is created by a guru and God, Kalpuruk, part of his game. See, Kalpuruk has set temptations, set Maya, set Kuljug to stop us from getting to God. Those who truly love God, with the Guru's Kirpa, will get back to God. This is the game. And those who don't will get entrapped with Kuljug. So Kuljug is a force here, like, you know, that's our sole objective of Kuljug is to keep one away from a Kalpuruk Waheguru. And Gursikhi, the Guru, has shown us the way to get out of Kuljug and go back to become Mukt, go back to Waheguru, like the comings and goings of reincarnation end. We're going to look at, in this talk here, we're going to look at what's going on in Kuljug, what Kuljug is causing people to do, and how, you know, you have to reflect on yourself, how you're getting affected by Kuljug, and what the way out of Kuljug is, what's the way back home. Because, you know, even though the Sikh community, we're going through a lot, we've always been an oppressed community. That don't matter. You can be a revolutionary. Fight for oppression is good, is a good deed, it's every Sikh's duty. But the main objective is to get back home, and that is to defeat Kuljug and get back home to Waheguru, so you don't need to come back down again. Maharaj tells us, you came into this dark age of Kuljug naked, and you should depart naked. No matter if you're Gora, Kala, Chinese, Musliman, you know, if we listen to Tupac, if we listen to Spice Girls, if we watch Teletubbies, if we watch Thundercats, two things that every human's got in common: we're born and we die. We come naked and we go and take nothing with us. That is promised. Maharaj is telling us, you've come. These are the only two things that are guaranteed. Other than that, some people might have an easy life, some people might go to prison, some people might, you know, have a hard life, some people might become victims, some people might become bullies. Every other destiny is everyone to their own. But the two things that every single human in the whole world has in common is birth and then death. So what's happening in this Kuljug? I ain't gonna tell you, Maharaj is gonna tell you from Gurbani. This dark age was born in the house of evil. In this dark age, people are not interested in good karma or dharmic faith. The dark age of Kuljug is the knife, and the kings are butchers. Righteousness has sprayed, wings have flown away. So what Maharaj is trying to say here, that across the whole world, most of the people will be evil. Evil as in killing innocent animals and eating them. Evil as in pedophilia, rape, murder, loot. No one wants to remember God. That's evil in itself. You know, if you look at the Gurdwara on a Saturday or Friday, there's no one there unless it's a big program. Go to a gig, you see more Punjabis in there. You know, if you look at the world, you know, not many people in the world take time out for others or help others. There's a few people that do, but no one's really interested. Everyone's like, you know, in the rat race, just want the Benz, want the bling bling, want the money, want the girls. So everybody's just interested in, like, you know, satisfying their greediness and satisfying their desires. And in Kuljug, there's not going to be much righteousness left. If you look everywhere, you know, strip bars, you know, pubs, intoxication places, drug dens and abortions, and, you know, a lot of negative things, a lot of unrighteous stuff that's made illegitimate. Do you know what I mean? So, and like, you know, the governments just care about themselves and money. The rich get richer, the poor getting poorer. There's no equality. You know, like in Kuljug, you can't have faith or trust other organizations or governments to like do the right thing. And that's why the people rebel and the government lock them up and the government starts shooting at innocent protesters. It happens all over the world. You know, if you just watch the news, what's going on. But Mara is telling us this is what's gonna happen in this time. In Kuljug, the truth is always hated on. So the person that says the truth always gets hated on. Forget me, forget anybody else, forget the Sons, forget any other person that speaks the truth, like Malcolm X, Martin King Luther and all them guys. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who are Akal Purakh, sent down to earth themselves. You know, for speaking the truth against BABBAR, Guruji was imprisoned for 2 years. Some people threw stones at Guruji. And this picture shows the prison where Guruji was kept. So a form of Akal Purakh Waheguru himself, Kuljug, caused other people to, you know, attack the truth. So the truth is never liked. The truth hurts in Kuljug. That's why Singhrow always get banned from unis and that, because the truth hurts, you know what I mean? Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji, for saying that he didn't want to convert to Islam, for standing up for his beliefs, what he thought was true. Obviously, for us Sikh is the ultimate truth, you know what I mean? For anyone else in the other religions, they ain't gonna believe that Sikh is the truth, they're gonna believe their religion is true. But, you know, for as a Sikh, you know, we practice our way of life and we believe it's the truth for life and it's gonna get us to Waheguru. You think another path's gonna get you to Waheguru, then follow that path. But for real Singh or Singhani, they have ultimate faith in the Guru and the way the Guru set for them. And you know, for stand up for truth, Guru Arjan Dev just put on hot plates, and you know, hot water was put on Guru Arjan Dev Ji's seas on his head. So the truth's always been attacked. Guru Hargobind, for standing up for truth, was imprisoned for 12 years, and you know, for his righteous views he was put to prison. You know, so the truth has always been put in prison, attacked, killed. You know, the truth has always been attacked, whether it's by words or physical form. And truthful people have always been condemned in Kuljug. Sidhu Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji stood up for truth, stood up for righteousness, and the Zalims beheaded Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji created the Akal Purakh Forge, not army that fights for land, or not army that fights for, you know, riches and glory, and you know, the army that fights for ego and fights for God's glory, not its own glory. The army fights for protection of humanity. The army, voluntary army, most of the Singhs were voluntary service, you know, give their life for other people's freedom, other people's causes, just causes, righteousness. Even the Guru, the king, the general of this army was attacked and stabbed. Guruji Kirpa, with God Purakh's grace, Guruji survived and created the, and you know, done what he had to do before he left for Sachkhand. But even someone that, you know, has created an army that provides voluntary service for the world to stand up to ensure righteousness and justice happens in Kuljug. The leader, the general, who said nothing to nobody, just, you know, said that looked out for everybody and humanity. Kuljug is so strong that it causes people to harm the truth. And this is what happened to Guruji as well. The whole point of Bani, Gurbani has nothing bad against nobody, talks about love of God, talks about love of humanity, talks about looking after each other. The whole emphasis of Gurbani is Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Panas Rabat Da Pala. May all prosper according to your will. So may good come to all. May you know, according to the Sikhs that do Bani, may they get the true wealth, the Naam, and with that Naam may they do good deeds to help others, to everybody. They're gonna get help themselves from the Kirpa of Bani. They're gonna go to Sachkhand, yeah, if they're living the Jivan right and doing the Bani right, and with while on earth they're gonna help others achieve Mukti, and they're actually gonna go out there, help non-Sikhs with humanitarian causes like KHALSA aid do. So may all prosper. People still attack that Bani. In 1984, Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji was put into sewers. You know, Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji had cow muck over it. People put Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you know, some people pissed on Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It hurts just by saying that. In the UK, a lot of people burnt Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji. People ripped Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji. So many Biadbi. So this is the message of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And look how people treat the truth. Look how people treat, you know, Jagdi Jot, you know, Akal Purakh's form itself. Gurbani to most people is just a book, but to to the real Singh and Singhni of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Guru Man Your Granth. I mean, the Guru Granth Sahib Ji is the Guru, is the living Guru of the Sikhs. This is what people do to our Guru, when all Guru Ji is saying is, Nanak Naam Chadi Kara Tere Pane Sarbatta Pala. So the truth's always gonna get attacked. In Kuljug, what is right is seen as wrong, and what is wrong is seen as right. The blind man is known as the praiser in this dark age. Is so strange. So basically everything's gone vice versa. So what's seen as righteousness, in schools, like if you don't check nobody, you're seen as a weirdo. But really it shows you got morals and self-respect and dignity. The person ain't committed to you, so you got no right to sleep with them. But really, but in schools you're known as the geek if you're not checking nobody, or if you're still a virgin. But really they're doing the right thing. That's how bad this world is. You see a picture of Bibi Rajani. Her dad asked her, he had 7 daughters or 6 daughters, and the dad lined them up, said, who provides for you? All of them said, you do, dad, you do, dad. Bibi Rajani, who was a devotee of Vaheguru Akal Purakh, said, Akal Purakh provides for me. Akal Purakh gives to you, then you give to me. And dad was enraged by that, because he just stopped believing in God, because God didn't give him a son. Then he said, you're going to get punished. So he found a blind, a disabled man, married off to him and chucked her out the house. She took it as God's will. Because she had so much devotion and she stood up for righteousness. One day she left her husband near a river. Then she went to beg for roti. She had to beg for her food. People laugh at beggars these days. We don't know what majburi people are begging in. We should try helping beggars as well. But people laugh at them. Or the British government has banned begging. How can you ban begging them? If you stop them from begging, they're gonna go and get a knife and commit crime and rob somebody, because people are starving out there. People really are starving. If you've been in your cozy, suburbs, and you're rich and all happy dappy lives, you don't know what's going on in the hoods. People are starving in the hoods, trust me. So Bibi Rajani went begging. Husband saw crows go into the river and come out white. Then he had a divine revelation from Waheguru, and he said, if the crows are going in black and coming out white, maybe if I go in, maybe something might happen to me. God put the idea in his head. When he jumped into the river, he came out and he was totally healed. This is the kirpa that Waheguru done because of the seva of Bibi Rajani. When she came back, she said to the man, what have you done with my husband? He was a disabled man. Why did you kill him? What have you done with him? You should have left him alone. Who are you? He goes, it's me, I'm your husband. Then he told her about the crows, and she saw a crow go in and come out white. Then she showed her, look, he goes, I kept one finger out just in case he didn't believe me as well. And that finger still had a bit of leprosy and it was still a bit crippled. Then she went to Guru Ram Das Ji, and Guru Ram Das Ji said, God put Waheguru done this kirpa because you stood up for the truth and because of your devout service and faith in Waheguru Akal Purakh. One who is imbued with the Lord's love is slandered. That is what I have seen in this dark age of Kuljug. So Maharaj is saying, those people who are close to the Lord get slandered. People try to ruin their reputation. Typical example of this is Sant Singh Ji. People say, oh, Sant Ji had a woman at Harmandir Sahib, Sant Ji had weapons at Akal Takht or whatever. The weapon stuff at Akal Takht, Maharaj made Gurdwara into forts. Maharaj had weapons himself, guns, cannons and everything. Khalsa Forge is just a tari. So that argument just gets thrown out the window. With the rapes and stuff, people use that as propaganda. Now, if we Singhrow do a talk, people can say, we said, get jiggy with it, smoke weed, get drunk, but the people that talk will know the truth, but someone can slander us on the internet. Many people have done before. But the people that were there know the truth. You know what I mean? But if the India government was controlling the media, they could say anything what they want in the media. They want people to leave the movement or don't want them to follow Sant Singh Ji, standing up for the rights of the Sikhs. They're going to use propaganda. Propaganda is a powerful weapon. You know what I mean? If people put on Sikh Sangat, Singhrow, man caught, doing something nasty with some girl, then, people ain't going to come to Singhrow talks. We're going to get banned or beaten up. That's how it goes, and it could all be a lie. And that's what happens, yeah? So I used to believe that, back in the days before I was in Tikila, Santaji, this, that is wrong, yeah? But when I heard Santaji's speech, I heard the man's speeches for himself. You could tell from the speeches this is a man who gave his all for the Sikh cause, all for the Sikh religion. Do you know what I mean? So instead of believing the propaganda or next man's view, Hear the man out, hear speeches, then make a judgment. On the Singhrow blog spot, we've got a link with translated some of Sanji's speeches. Hear them out and then judge for yourself. Don't just be a puppet or like a cartoon character and just follow what the world says. Be your own man and woman and judge for yourself. There is a famine of truth, falsehood prevails, and the blackness of the dark age has turned people into demons. So Maharaj is telling us people have become, because they ain't just been remembering Waheguru, they're not doing no Simran, they have no devotion and compassion. They become like demons, they become like ghosts, they become like goblins and zombies. You know, they become full of evil. Kuljug's totally, you know, the force of Kuljug has totally got inside them, and you know, there's no light, there's no joy, you know. Typical example of is this man, you know, he kidnapped his own daughter and raped her, so he's like the granddad and the dad of the children. Do you know what I mean? That shows you how people become demons, and you look in his eyes, you can see short, Kuljug's totally got hold of this geezer, because he's not remembering God. Maharaj has not done kirpa with him and given him the Naam. So as Sikhs we're lucky, we've got access to the Naam, which is Gravani. So we should be most fortunate, but we take too many things for granted. In this world, people abuse little kids for sexual pleasure. If you look at that, then the little kids, 3 kids were sold, you know, say they were getting sold for sex, getting raped. You know, innocent little kids, they can't fight back, you know. If the gangsters are gangbanging on each other, big men, at least they've got opportunity to shoot back. But you know, little kid, what can a helpless kid do? And you know, they're not grown, they're not mature. But Kuljug has made people into demons, and you know, they abuse these little kids and beat them up, and it's madness going out there. You know, if you look at even in the UK, foster care, and you know, so much crap's happening out there. On the right, you see a convicted paedophile. Even I'd have a hard time fighting him. He looks like a hard geezer. You know, he's got 2 tattle teardrops. That means he's killed 2 people. You know, what chance has a kid got against a man like that? You know, in the Sikh community, you know, there's a lot of paedophilia going on. A lot of Gyanis doing paedophilia. A lot of families doing paedophilia to their little nieces and daughters and stuff. You know, this is what Kuljug's doing, and then these girls grow up hating the world. And you know, when they're getting violated like that, you know, they're gonna have a bit of hate for the world. You know, it's like Kuljug's just got people going crazy out here. Nursery worker records sexual, you know, this nursery worker used to, you know, sexually abuse little babies, 6 months, 2 months, 3 months. She's recorded on her phone, she kept a catalogue of it. Guru Kirpa, she's been caught, and when she was asked, do you regret it? She didn't say, she said no, she don't regret it. She started laughing. Then she wouldn't give, you know, details of which kids she's done. Do you know what I mean? So some kids will grow up knowing that, you know, not knowing that they're being abused. This is how dark the world is. You can't put faith in other human beings. If you've got kids, man, you need to look after your kids these days. Even amongst the Sikh circles, there's a lot of paedophilia going on. Even amongst the religious Sikh circles, trust me. People, instead of looking after the disabled or the mentally ill, people violently, like the workers at these institutions, they beat these people up, or they make a mockery of them instead of showing them compassion. Do you know what I mean? This is how sick the world has made some people. Mass murder nutters, you know what I mean? Like, this man had a problem with his girl. Like, you know what I mean? This chink had a problem with his chick. Yeah, I just had to get that one in there. And, you know, he blamed the whole union and started shooting up the whole union. That. So if you've got a problem with your chick, or that girl don't like you, what's it got to do with anyone else? But anger, hate, rage and everything takes over, do you know what I mean? This is what happens when people ain't jumping on, when they ain't remembering God, they ain't having sense of what they do. Go to doctors. Doctors, I mean, we put our faith in people instead of having faith in the Guru. I know we have to go to doctors as reality of life, but just because there's a doctor don't mean that he's a good guy. Like, this doctor killed 250 elderly women with chemical injections just for their money, signed the will over to him, done some mad things. You know, this is how evil. Instead of looking after these innocent poor women who are gonna die anyway, yeah, he just murdered them with chemicals, injections. So, you know, it shows you, Kuljug, you can't trust anybody. You have to always be cautious. Diyar Patyala, like Maharaj told us. Maharaj said, Kirpan rakho, Kirpan, so you can do Kirpa on somebody and look after their own dignity, self-defense. You know, the Babbus these days, you know, they got a problem with self-defense, or they got a problem with Singhrow talking about self-defense, but, you know, well, we live in the big bad world, man. You know, there's gonna be times where you can't run in the corners no more. There's gonna be a time where you have to defend yourself. That's a fact. You get me? It doesn't matter where you live. This woman is walking through the park. You know, she got mugged and raped. You know, if we're singing of Guru Gobind Singh just walking in the park, and she had a Qurban and someone tried to rape her, she pulled off the Qurban, it's more likely the muggers are gonna run away. This is how much Maharaj has blessed us. Maharaj is beyond the Kirpa. So all the trusters that you're gonna keep, make sure that they come out the case and they can actually do something, or you could be ending up like that and have to live with the scar of rape for the rest of your life. You know, people get attacked because of the way they look. You know, the Sikhs, you know, when Taliban stuff happened, bare Sikhs got shot in America, bare Sikhs got attacked here, bare Sikhs got killed in Laden, bare Sikhs got stabbed up here. You know what I mean? I know a few Singh brothers that been stabbed. You know, this Singh got beaten up, you know, taking his little nephew to hospital and 3 Gore just come and rushed him. You know what I mean? So you always got to be alert, always got to be cautious, always got to be ready to defend yourself. So, you know, kids, whatever, go martial arts, you know, do something, man. This is Kuljug we're living in, man. This ain't no, you know, Peter Pan and Lala Dipsyland, man. This is the real deal. This is Kuljug where the real things go down, you know what I mean? You think you're safe at home, people kick down your door, man. You know what I mean? Or break in somehow. You know what I mean? People think they're protected by these alarms and that. Whatever's man-made, there's a way to undo it as well. You know, some Jordan that they broke into some lady's house, kicked down the door, and you know, they raped the pregnant woman, man. And the husband was there as well, and the husband had no shuster. You know, he had to watch his woman get raped who was pregnant. You know what I mean? The baby could have died, anything could have happened, and now how can he sleep at night? How can he look his woman in his face? He wasn't there, he didn't try to protect his honor. That's why Maharaj Guru Gobind Singh used to sleep with a Qurban Nangi. You know what I mean? That's why your old Punjabis sleep with hockey sticks and stuff. You know what I mean? You can't be naive. You can't expect the unexpected. You know, you've got to expect the unexpected. Anything can happen at any time, man. This is Kuljug, man. Where there's bare demons, bare evil mans out there, man. That won't think twice before taking your life out here, man. Trust. Punjab was once the homeland of Sikhs, you know, where loads of Gurdwaras, a lot of Naam, a lot of Simran, a lot of everything going on. There's a rape every 24 hours in Punjab. So there's always one woman getting raped a day, and that's reported cases. Imagine the unreported cases, like UK spike drink rapes. A lot of rapes happen in the UK, you get me? And like a lot of the Sikh sisters who can't defend themselves, they don't go to self-defense classes. They think a rape will never happen to them. The man that's gonna get stabbed tomorrow is chilling right now playing PS3, laughing with his girlfriend probably, but he doesn't know he's gonna get stabbed tomorrow. But someone is gonna get stabbed tomorrow. Someone is gonna get shot. Someone is gonna get raped. No, someone is probably gonna get sexually abused. You know what I mean? That's the way of life out here in Kuljug. You just gotta decide whether you're gonna be a victim or whether, if you're put in that situation, you can hold it up for yourself. You know, this Bibi here on the left, she was forced to have an abortion because she's from the UK. She was taken to India, forced by her in-laws and husband to have an abortion because they didn't want a baby girl, they wanted a baby boy, because they think girls are weak or girls cost money. But look at my BABBU, look at the Singhrows back in the days. They put the men to shame and led the men when the men were disheartened. Do you know what I mean? That's how evil people have come. They can't accept the gift that God gives them. You want to live by God's will, you take what God gives you, whether it's bad, whether you think it's bad or whether you think it's good. You take every baby, a healthy baby, as God's gift, because Rab's jot is in there. That's how evil Punjabis have become. Punjabis are known as the worst at this sort of thing, at discrimination against women. You know, next mate over here teaches his 2-year-old kid to have a fag. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's madness out here, man. You know, you're gonna be teaching your kid good stuff, but you know, just to put his kid in the Guinness Book of Records or something, and he's proud of it. And look, he's laughing at his kid. What sort of madness is that, man? You know what I mean? You know, parents buy the kids D&G and all these and that, and claim that they care for the kids. Everybody knows passive smoking, even says on the bloody packet these days, yeah, passive smoke kills. Yet so many parents smoke in front of the kids or smoke while they're pregnant. Yet when they're pregnant and the kid's born, they're gonna buy AMAN shoes when the kid's gonna grow out of in 2 months. Punjabis do this as well. Don't think it's just not everyone else. There's too many Punjabi bimbos doing all this stuff right now. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad it is, people harming their own kids. This is what Kuljug's got us doing out here. It's bad enough that, you know, UK and America went to these countries and, you know, dropped bombs and killed innocent people, destroyed lives and families. Then they chuck these leaflets to these people like the dogs, saying that we're here to help you. So they bomb them first, then they say we're here to help you, we're only doing this because of the Taliban. So they're putting these leaflets out to help him, you know, if you want clothes or this, that. Do you know what I mean? And as they're dashing these leaflets out, a box of leaflets hit a little girl on the head, 6-year-old, and the girl died. No respect. We treat people like dogs out here. This mother was convicted and sent to prison 18 years. She cooked her own child and ate her own child. You think that's disgusting? There's no difference between eating your child and eating meat. Flesh is flesh, it's all made out of the same thing. There's a soul in that baby, there's a soul in every animal. You can cook the baby's meat, you can cook the animal's meat. The animals have families as well. Mars is Mars. If you read Gurbani, it tells you Mars is made out of the same 5 elements, just a different form and a different shape, due to the reincarnation that, you know, Dharamraj sent the soul in. But you know, it's the same principle. You know, whether babies get killed or where a chicken baby gets killed, you're killing the soul and taking its life for its flesh. But you know, this one's OTG, like the mum just killing a little kid and that, you know what I mean? But Kuljug's got people like demons. If you look at her eyes, I don't know what she's thinking. She's thinking that that's gonna make a nice supper, and that's how disgusting this world is. Mum has an argument with her husband, and to get revenge on her husband, because she knows that her husband loved the daughters, she stabs and kills both of her own daughters. That's how crazy Kuljug's got us going. Kids having kids, you know, the Joker over here probably can't clean his own nappy. You know, he's probably got skid marks on his own nappies. I mean, on his own boxes or whatever. Yet they're having kids. They don't know how about life themselves. They don't know morals or principles themselves. Yet kids are having kids. At 13, you might think a lot of Punjabi girls and boys, you know, they're having abortions at 13, and you know, a lot of girls are getting grimy and getting down at 13 years old, 12 years old, and doing, you know, having sexual intercourse. It's true reality, man. Check on Facebook and see some of the girls 13, 14 up in here, they look so old, and you know, they're talking about these sort of things to their mans on Facebook blatantly. You know, there's a school in Canada did a school assembly. Next man, during the 6 weeks, normally people play and have, you know, play run outs, rounders, hockey, whatever. 6 weeks and come back, have a good time. Next man, 12 years old, decides to have a sex change. He's not happy with the way God, or what gender God made him. So yeah, the Kuljug's got him thinking like, I'm not happy, I want to be a girl, God's got it wrong. Yeah. And you know, he goes to school. It was like a he first, then it became a she. It went on to assembly, and the school done a bloody assembly for it, and it got in front and said, I was he, now I'm she, and said the name of he. Some of the kids start crying and they were shocked, and you know, the school had to provide counselling to the kids and the parents. Do you know what I mean? This is how crazy the world is, man. Doing operations on kids and changing their sex and that, and making them its. You got men, look at the picture, you think that's granddaughter and grandfather. You got men, you know, 48, 49, 50 or whatever, marrying little girls out here, man, that ain't gone through puberty, you know what I mean, old enough to be their granddad, before the dirty desires and marrying these little girls. It's just disgusting out here, man. If you look at these pictures, 500 and little kiddie marriage at the same time. These ain't bridesmaids. You see the big men right next to them, what looks like their daughters or nieces, it's actually their wives. Disgusting, man. Next man's marrying dogs. I mean, I wonder what their honeymoon was like, man. It's crazy out here. Next man marries 4 women at the same time, mostly Gali in the hoods, you know, Biggie, Big Papa, be a player types. They cheat on their women, you get me? But really, ideally, Mara just told us having one woman as a wife to seek is a celibate with others, and considers any other woman as your daughter, mother, or a sister. So Mara just gave us one reproductive organ. That means you have one woman. Mara wanted you to have 4 women, he'd give you 4 reproductive organs, 1 for each woman, vice versa. But this man marries 4 women at the same bloody time. This is how bad. The women ain't got no self-respect. The man has got no sharam. You know, it's just crazy out here, man. What's gonna happen next? Like, Kuljug is just killing it. The Maharaj, Akal Purkh Waheguru, made man for woman. You know, the old school saying, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Yeah, Marge gave them reproductive organs so you can reproduce. It's like the catalyst and enzyme theory. It's like the car ignition and car key theory. The key goes in the ignition, you turn it and the car starts. Same way, man's sexual organ fits into a woman's sexual organ, and reproduction, similar way as the car and key. God has designed it in that way. God has made that for a reason, so humanity goes on. That's the way Marge sends people to the world. But Kuljug flips people's mentality. Banda likes a banda, Janani likes a Janani. And even like some Singhs are out all this, man. Amritsaar sings, wanna marry a fancy next Amritsaar, he sings. Do you know what I mean? It's happening out there. Now, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's sings are Siddha, not Binga. Do you know what I mean? How can Maharaj Kalpuruk's forge be like bent? The straight, the Sikhs meant to follow the righteous, the straight path, not the bent, Kuljug, dark path. And those who act like tyrants, accept and improve, recognise this as a sign of dark age of Kuljug. Tony Blair Bush responsible for mass murder of little kids, but they go around the world with their suits, ties, they're seen as heroes when they've done such evil deeds out there. Do you mean they knew what they were doing? They knew what actions, instructions they gave the armies to bomb these innocent cities and innocent kids. But everyone's hero. Tony Blair comes to Gurdwara and everybody's like, yeah, hippie parade, take photos. He gets more respect than the Guru. Red carpet gets laid out, everyone comes outside. When Maharaj is going to Sachkhand after Gita Sola, nobody's hardly there. But if Tony Blair came down, people wouldn't leave till 4 in the morning if he was there talking, just so they can get their picture of him, put in the newspaper or whatever. It's all bump. The troublemakers called the leader and the liar seated with honour on the Gurmukh know that this is justice. When Indira Gandhi died and the whole world mourned, she's known as a great leader of India today, even though she's responsible for the mass murder of Sikhs and had some evil plans. And most people know the truth about her, but the whole world when she died erupted. So many innocent Sikhs got killed in '84. But this is what gonna happen in Kuljug. Maharaj just told us in that Bhangati there. In this dark age Kuljug, people have faces like dogs. They eat rotten carcasses for food. We get these innocent little animals. God created them. God gave them life. We ain't got right to take life. Yeah, if someone's trying to do julim on you, you defend yourself. Yeah, you got a bit of a justifiable reason. But other than that, most of these creatures are harmless. If a lion's coming to attack you and a snake's coming to attack you, fair enough. Get your qurban out, chatka the animal, whatever you have to do. But these little poor creatures, man, they got feelings as well. They got passion. They got emotions and stuff as well. And we just get them and just chop them up and eat them. Maharaj says in the Bhangati, this is what's gonna happen in Kuljug. People are gonna become like dogs and savages. Next man, my brethren Jason, Gala, like a gangster type bunda, and is a bit of a player as well. He phones me up, he goes, man, I was in the bus here and I see this, chick and that. And I was like, yeah. She goes, Asian chick, and I got her digits and that. I was like, yeah, man, good for you. Why are you telling me, blood? Do your own thing, innit? He goes, no, blood, she was Sikh. I go, Sikh? She goes, yeah, she's married as well. I was like, no way. She goes to him, yeah, whenever her argument and my man pisses me off, I come and see you. That's how bad things are these days. One of my mates has got a disabled brother, and I was like, if everything's working and that, just you might as well get your brother married, innit? Like, at least he's gonna be focused on something in life as well. He goes, I can't, because if I get married, my dad is known for trying it with the son's daughters and that, and he might try it on her as well. That's how bad times are, and these are true stories as well. The holy places of worship are polluted, and so the world is drowning. Gurdwaras are hubs. If a hub's alright, most Sikh people that are born into a Sikh family have always been Gurdwara once or twice in their life. If every Gurdwara is doing youth clubs properly and the right people running them, not the babbus, not the weirdos, but down to earth people with pyar who never judge nobody, and the committees will save, the Sikhs will be a powerful nation, and if the Gurdwaras weren't doing no anti-government stuff, there wouldn't be no youth conversions. Youths wouldn't not be out there not knowing the name of the gurus. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The youth would know about the history, the youth would know about their culture. You know what I mean? But if you look at Gurdwara, they're mainly businesses. All they care about is money. There's not much interaction. You know, the elders don't really care about the youth. Every time they want the youths have to do a program there, so much hassle, so much struggle. How to fight Kuljug? There's only one way to fight Kuljug, and that is asking for Guru's Kirpa, doing Bani. If you don't know how to do Bani, read the translations as well. If you don't know how to do that, just do Waheguru Simran, sit there, meditate on God, remember the Lord. Ask God to help us from the attacks of the 5 demons inside us, the Kuljug, the evil negative energies. You know, the divine Guru is a saving grace in the dark age of Kuljug. The dark age of Kuljug is so hot, the Lord's name is soothing cool. Gurbani, Rab the Naam, is the only thing that's going to help us across. Not steroids, not weights. Don't think, you know, weights have to be done to be because your son's Sabai, but people think, you know, that you become a good warrior and you can beat the 5 evil enemies with just because if you're a good warrior physically. No. Eternal warrior, eternal demons, you have to be an eternal warrior and you have to do Bani. Life's worthless. When I could not even be with you, just one moment the dark age of Kuljug dawned for me. So if we forget God even for a moment, Kuljug, boom, lust, boom, anything comes. You know how it is when you walk to the Gurdwara or even in the Gurdwara and you see a fit girl or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Your mind gets distracted. But someone who's intact with God 24/7, their mind can never get distracted. You know, negative energies, lust, anger, ego, you know, how are we going to do that? You have to wake up AMRITSAR. When you wake up AMRITSAR, you do the Naam, you do the Bani, you get Shakti from it, cools them hot energies down. Slowly your barb start, you know, burning away. You become purer like a dirty kid having a bath. You know what I mean? You take the mitti, you take the mal off. In this dark age of Kuljug, the kingdom of the Lord's praise has appeared as a light in the world. So even though the world is a dark place, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Gurbani, the real Gurdwaras have appeared as a light. They do things like the langar, you know what I mean? That's like a light in this world, offering food to every single day. Kuljug makes it so Kuljug, it's so difficult to find him in the world in this dark age of Kuljug. The temptations, you know, the Maya, everywhere you go is sex, lust, everywhere you go is like business, money. You know, Kuljug makes it hard. But Kuljug is also rewarding, because if you sit down and meditate on God in Kuljug, you get so much reward for it that it's easier to get to God in Kuljug if you're meditating. But if you're not meditating, it's really hard, because like in the other jugs, just say you've done an hour Simran, it gets counted as an hour. In Kuljug, you do an hour, it's equivalent to doing, you know what I mean, it's equivalent to doing like you have to do 4 hours in the other jugs to what you would have got in Kuljug. That's how deep it is. What stops us? The main thing is lust. Lust is really powerful. Like it's just everywhere at the moment. You know what I mean? You know, a person might have never had a fight, but lust, man, everyone's had some incident of lust. You know, we all know how dirty our minds are, what we watch, and you know what I mean, what we do behind closed doors and stuff. Everybody knows why I go on with all that. But lust is powerful. Like even by Mardana, the Guru's right hand man, said this: the dark age of Kuljug is the vessel filled with the wine of sexual desire. The mind is the drunkard. So you know, sexual desire is everywhere and it's always affecting our mind. Bhagat Ravidas Ji, yeah, Bhagat, I am called the lustful being of the dark age of Kuljug. The 5 vices have cropped in my mind. Moment by moment, they lead me away from my Lord. So until we don't start doing proper rate, doing the Bani properly, waking up at AMRITSAR and asking for Guru's Kirpa, you know, these sort of vices, especially lust, is going to get to us. The body is the field of action in this dark age of Kuljug. As you plant, so shall you harvest. You see the man over there, you know, who's living it up in his youth days, you know, being lustful and that. Now he's got fear and regret. He's got AIDS because of his lustful actions. So as he planted, that's what he got. Then you have a Sant over there who done Bani and stuff, and he's remembered for his great deeds. People read his books today. I think it was Sant Guru Singh from Dam Taksal, and get inspired from his books and look at his face and the Gala's face. 2 totally different looks. Gala's face, you see fear, you see negativity. In the Sant's face, you see coolness, you see tranquility, you see peace and contentness. In this dark age of Kuljug, there is only pitch darkness. The lamp of Guru's spiritual wisdom illuminates and enlightens. The poison of corruption is spread out far and wide. Only the virtuous are saved by chanting and meditating on the Lord. Intoxicated by Maya, the people are asleep. Me and the Guru, doubt and fear are dispelled. So you got prostitutes doing their thing. In this dark age they're lost. But then again, you got people like Baba Deep Singh Ji, who wrote 4 Guru Granth Sahibs off by hand, and is remembered in history as one of the greatest Sikh Buddhists of all time, just because he had the Guru on his side. He had virtues, he was saved. We see a Gurdwara, wherever the Kirtan happens, that place is blessed. So even all this badness is going on in the world, wherever Kirtan happens, wherever the Sadhu Sangat, the true congregation, remember Waheguru Akal Purakh. It's a truthful place. There's a lot of light there. That's where God Himself comes at times. Wherever Barney is, where Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is, people have had darshans of Shaheed Singhs. People have seen. Some people see the jot. They don't see a book. They see it. All they see is a light. Blessed in this dark age of God. Blessed is in this dark age. God is the Satsanga, the company of the holy, where the Kirtan, the Lord's praises are sung. O Nanak, the Naam is my support. So if you're at uni or wherever you're at, man, start doing as much Simran as possible. Get together, start doing Simran programs. Don't do, sometimes just don't do nothing controversial. Just do your Simran and chip from the place. They are alone who conquer and defeat the 5 demons is perfect in this dark age of Kuljug. So there's people there, who have done so much harm, have got Guru's Kirpa, that they can't be touched by these negative energies. That's when they're known as sons. They're Jivan Mukt. That means they're attached, their souls one with God while they're still on earth. And then people help others defeat the 5 enemies as well. People that have defeated the 5 enemies, they don't even need to speak. You can just feel it in their presence that they have. You can feel the energy when you're right near them. You can see it in their eyes. They alone find the perfect Guru in this dark age of Kuljug, upon whose forehead such preordained destinies are described. It's not meant to be. If you're not meant to find the Guru, you ain't gonna find the Guru. The whole world's out there clubbing, pubbing away, doing loads of things. They're never gonna reflect. They're never gonna think about deep issues. Their friends are dying, then they forget they're gonna die. Then there's people that have been blessed. On their foreheads, the Guru's written in their life. They reflect. They do soul searching. They think beyond, beyond the bubble, outside of it, and they look and evaluate the world and evaluate life and death. Think about deep things and contemplate on these things and think about the bigger picture, which is going back home to Waheguru. If you want to get back to Waheguru, how do you live your life? Bhai Gurdas Ji's told us, the Gurmukh getting up in the ambrosial hours, Amritwala, of the early morning takes bath in the sacred tank. The sacred tank is Barney doing Naam Simran. So in Garbani they move towards the Gurdwara, central place for the Sikh. They join the satsang, they lovingly to Garbani. They serve the Sikhs of the Guru, then by righteousness they earn livelihood. So they work, then they give a tenth to charity, and also needy people in the form of langar as well. So, there's ways to, if you live by what Bhai Gurdas Ji says here, you can get to Akal Purakh. But just a simple Shabad summarizes how you can get to Waheguru. We need support. If you think we're gonna beat Kuljug by itself, and you think I can beat it, no. The main thing is Guru's Kirpa. How do you get Guru's Kirpa? We get to know what the Guru's saying and read the Bani, read the translations, read these big Harry Potter books. But how many people of us have read Bani? Do your meditation, do your Simran, and then do Ardas and ask Guruji for his Kirpa. With your support, I survive in the dark age of Kuljug. Guru Nanak is the greatest of all. He has saved my honour in this dark age of Kuljug. The all-powerful Guru is the boat to carry us across. In this dark age of Kuljug, hearing the word of the Shabad, we are transported into Samadhi. And these are such people. Kuljug's always, targeted, or evil people have always targeted truthful people. Bhai Daro Singh Ji was in Samadhi when his hair was getting cut, no pain, nothing. They couldn't cut his hair, they had to bescope him. But he was in Samadhi, he was one with the Guru. So many Sikhs have died, sacrificed their lives just so we could be here today. These days we don't know the names of the 10 Gurus in order, we don't want to know about religion. We're stuck in these false ways which have no results and rewards. The way forward, everybody's on different levels in Sikhi. If you're doing a bit of Bani, increase your Bani. Maybe in your Nityanem, add a Sukhdev or Slok Mala Noma, that decreases your attachment. If you wake up at Amritwala and if you can do more, wake up at Amritwala a bit earlier, so do longer Amritwala. If If you're not doing none of them, say Waheguru for 2 minutes before you go to sleep or before you wake up. Just 2 minutes or 2-3 times. Increase it every day by a bit. You know, listen to Sukhdev inside while you're sleeping, because your subconscious and body absorbs the Bani. You know, but if you're gonna do that, put the speakers higher, so you know you're not higher than the Bani. Main thing is do ardas, go in front of Guru Granth Sahib. You could talk English to your Guru. God created all languages and all people in the world, so God understands every language. Don't believe in the myth that the Guru only understands Punjabi. Yeah. And ask Guruji, say, God, please help me in Kuljug. You know, I'm getting knocked out by the internal enemies. They're always getting to me. Please help me. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.